What makes an elite hurdler hurdle properly? Well, that's technique, really. Speed and technique, and putting those two together makes a great 400 hurdle runner. I personally have been working on my technique over the years. That's what I've been trying to master. It can be really difficult, especially in the 400 hurdles, because the last 100 meters are very tiring. I try to take the race step by step. So in my blocks, I say, okay, first 2 steps, I need to make those nice and big. And then I approach the first hurdle, so it's attack the first hurdle. I always like to make sure I get a great start so that I set myself up for the rest of the race. Coming around the final curve is when I really need to focus on opening up my stride and maintaining my speed so that I can have a good final stretch of the hurdle race. I'm a very proud Albertan. I go back in the summer times and spend time with my family as much as I can. There's always work to be done on the ranch. My parents are very hard workers. I just saw their work ethic, and I think that really stuck with me. I especially miss my younger brother, who's 11 years younger than me, and he's kind of growing up and experiencing the same things I experienced. And I just really appreciate being able to grow up on a ranch in Alberta and being able to raise cattle and ride horses. It was a great childhood. I was always the fastest in whatever sport I did, not necessarily the best. So in soccer, I was always the first one to race to the ball, but once I got to the ball, I didn't have the ball handling skills. I was introduced to the sport through the Southern Alberta Summer Games. When I first started track, believe it or not, I did not like it. It was hard to run. I think everybody experiences that, but I ended up winning some races, and just from winning the races gave me the confidence, and I was able to train out on my gravel road right where my ranch was, so that made it easy. All I needed was a pair of running shoes and I could practice my sport. When I came to the University of Arizona, I had it set in my mind that I wanted to be an NCAA champion. It was just a really big race for me. It's something that I had worked for 5 years. Going into that race, I almost had already won it before I went into the starting blocks because I had visualized it so many times. I knew with that time and with that title that I had an opportunity at a sponsorship, which was really exciting to know that I was going to be able to pursue a career as a professional athlete. Perdita Felician. She was a big inspiration to me as a young track and field athlete. It was just really cool to be able to watch her growing up and to aspire to be an elite hurdler like her, and then to see her around interviewing the athletes and still being a part of Team Canada. So typical training day, so today, this morning I had weightlifting in the weight room at 6 a.m. And then after weightlifting, we come out to the track and we usually have a hurdle session. And the hurdle session is a warm-up, and then we do some sprints, and then we start to do our hurdle drills. And then after our hurdle drills, we get into hurdling. What a great opportunity that social media gives us for us to be able to reach out to one another and communicate. I find motivation from a lot of athletes that I follow on Instagram and Twitter, so I know there's a lot of young athletes out there. I love posting videos and photos of what I'm doing to maybe help motivate people and help be a positive influence in their lives. The lipstick kind of started when I was in university at Florida State, and I actually wore a garnet lipstick, and then it eventually led into, the World Championships wearing red lipstick, and it just kind of stuck. I love to wear it. It's almost like, I guess, my war paint wearing it. It's, a confidence boost, and I will be representing the red lipstick at the Commonwealth Games. Being my first Olympic Games, I didn't realize how draining it could be. In my semifinals, I didn't perform to my best ability because I was a little bit mentally drained and I lost focus. I was extremely disappointed because I know that I could have had a possibility or chance of making that final. I think about it a lot and I know how to fix it, and I've been training extremely hard to get a medal at the Commonwealth Games. Knowing that all the other Canadian sports are going to be there and we're going to be one big Team Canada, just like we were at the Olympic Games, is really exciting, and it's just going to be exciting to cheer on the other sports and to have them cheer me on as well. If I execute my perfect race, I know that that will definitely put me in a medal position, and then whatever happens, happens.